Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I tried to make a video, but my memory card kept going very low. I almost died. I don't know why. When I upload a video and I put in my laptop and then I upload on YouTube, I go back to my memory card and I delete the video. However, the memory card still shows that it's full even though the videos have been deleted. So I went through that problem. So what I did, I sent all my videos to my computer. Thankfully there was enough space in my laptop, so then I have to erase the old memory card, so get rid of everything. I have videos that I have in my computer that I won't be able to upload until next month. Videos that I filmed when I was navigating snow, those videos will be uploaded in sort of sunny, because now the winter's going out. We're starting spring next week. Actually, spring breaks coming next week. So anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon, good evening. It's already 10:30, so it's about to go to sleep. I'm sleepy. Today I didn't do much. Actually, I did so much, but I went to the gym. I did some networking events, sent some emails, and went to class. I didn't have the courage to do any of the videos that I'm supposed to be making, because sometimes I don't have any ideas, I don't have anything to share. I have something to share, but I don't have like a clear picture. Updates, there is still war going on in the Middle East that hasn't stopped yet. It's not going to stop anytime soon. Take probably months, even years, we don't know. Iran is responding pretty aggressively, but this will depend on how the leadership in Iran sort of handles the ceasefire between the Iran and Israel. These are the two countries fighting. That being also depends on how the neighbors are going to respond. Can the neighbors, sort of tolerate the noise and aircraft and bombings and iron domes every single night? People cannot sleep. People are terrorized in that area. The trade, right? There's a trade between there was trade between Russia and Africa and Asia, East Asia and South Asia. None of that has been stopped because the United States owned almost every single part of the Atlantic, not Atlantic, but the Red Sea, right? They own every single part of the Red Sea in the Middle Eastern part. So the US now controls pretty much everything over there, which is going to affect already. Like I just read the news right now. News just came like a few seconds ago, and it says Asian shares fell further after global stocks sell-off hit Wall Street. South Korea's benchmark plunged 8%, while oil prices climbed even higher. So yes, going to be more oil prices going up. I think Trump was prepared for this when he said that we need to produce more oil so that we can be independent. Also, by attacking Venezuela and beating Venezuela, this will allow United States to rely less on Middle Eastern oil and rely more on Venezuelan oil trade, as now US have full control of Venezuela. So no matter how long the war is going to go on Middle East, the only downside is the US spending more money. US is spending a lot of money, not only protecting the Middle Eastern countries, the allies, but also paying the soldiers. They have already lost almost 6 people who died in those plane crashes and beaten by the Iranian regime in Kuwait. So that being said, this is going to cost a lot of money, right? Expect to spend. Now, moving on, no more wars. We move on, right? That's the Middle Eastern part. They deal with it. They figure it out. If they have done peace, if they have done something better, there wouldn't be no problem today, right? So it's their problem. They would have done a great job in negotiating and handling the nuclear war. So their problems. Moving on to the domestic, the Trump now has three issues. Issues number one, he fired federal workers, which was a big problem. He's already having a bad reputation because of the firing of federal workers and getting rid of all the programs that were meant to help many vulnerable communities. Those programs are gone. Number two problem is tariffs. Tariffs hurt American people. Even when he kept on defending them, the Supreme Court struck them and ruled them as illegal. And then even after that, he passed even more tariffs as a response for the Supreme Court decision. So Americans are still keeping that in mind. And we haven't even got through that. Now we have wars going on in the Middle East, which is costing billions of dollars to be spent, because those pilots, they're not working for free. They're spending money. They're spending resources, right? So not only did he cut the fundings for the American people, he's spending that money in the Middle East, and all that is not going well for him. So today, as I was in the news, I mentioned these two that I was going to be, throwing the midterms in the U.S. election. So the midterms have been going on for a while, and I just want to spend some time to describe what does the midterms mean and what is the primaries. Right now we're in the primaries, so the midterms will be coming in November. So primaries in America is when people go to vote. There is a general primaries, then like different types of primaries where people choose the candidate. So primaries are so people go to the polling station and then they vote who to represent their political party. So if you're a Republican, running for Republican, you have to run two times. First, you run to be chosen to represent the party in the general election of November, countrywide. So each district, each region chooses, people are given this part to go out there and campaign within the campaign to win the primaries within a specific political party. So for instance, Democrats or Republican, and then a bunch of candidates run, then people go to vote. When they vote, they choose who's to represent, whom they choose to represent them in the general election matters a lot, because that's the final decision they have to make. Okay, if they choose a weak candidate, that candidate is not going to win the election, so they have to be careful whom they choose. So right now there's an election going on both North Carolina, Arkansas, and Texas, and some other states as well. They are also doing their primaries. Once all the states have chosen who to represent them, Congress, Senate, they have to choose, I believe, they have to choose a bunch of elections. And then November they're gonna have midterms. Midterms is called midterms for a reason. It's like a school system. In a school system we have midterms, we have homeworks, we have midterms, then we have finals, right? So think of homeworks like primaries, like what they're doing right now. Then homework prepares you to do the final, to do the midterms, which they're going to elect a leader in November. Then think of the final, like choosing a president. So what Donald Trump needs to be very, as a president, he has the responsibility to ensure that his actions in the government prepares the American people to choose who's going to represent them in government in November 2026. if Americans are dissatisfied by the candidate, they're going to choose a wrong candidate. Okay, that candidate is going to go and compete with the Democrats and Republicans. Okay, and because now we have majority Republicans in government, it's not Trump is doing whatever he wants because he has the majority supporting him. If they vote majority the Democrats, they can go to the government, they can use the Constitution to impeach him. And getting impeached is a shame. Like the moment they want to impeach you, is a shame. And this will be the second time Trump has been tried to be impeached. Now, even if they don't impeach him, he will still have a hard time accomplishing anything. They can rule tariffs as illegal, they can do whatever they want. If he passes the policies, they will deny them. So that's like sort of like the idea behind the election, and this is why I'm making this video. Okay, so that's the explanation of how the primaries and midterms works. If it's complicated, that's fine. Most people don't know. Most people actually they don't vote in the primaries. Most people don't vote in midterms. Now, Trump needs to do two things because he's already destroying his names, right? People are already angry, they're already upset. No jobs have been cut off, most people are unemployed. AI's CEOs are firing people left and right. Prices are going up. What Trump needs to do is, I believe, he has two choices. Number one, he can keep fighting the war in the Middle East, and if he's lucky, the war wins. If the war wins, the prices on commodity like gas goes down, stock market performs better. By November, his people who are going to run for the seat for the House in November, they might win. They might. Okay, you never know. They might win if he does it. However, if the war keeps going on until actually August or September, and then the tariffs keeps lagging on, the jobs keep not showing up, things just keeps getting bad and bad and bad, then we're going to see a lot of Republicans losing the election. All right, and that is going to be a very major problems for him and for the entire the administration. Now, my suggestion was, which because he's not going to listen to me, doesn't watch this video, but I was thinking if he can drop the tariffs, people actually might like him. Like if he walks in the morning and he says, you know what, we're gonna drop the tariffs and we focus more on the war in the Middle East, but no more tariffs. And also like hire federal workers whom he fired, who are still looking for jobs. Right? If he can do that, I think he might be able to save some you know, he might be able to save some of the Republicans who are running for the office. But of course we know Trump is not going to do that, and I think he doesn't care. He doesn't care because he knows that this is going to be his last term anyway, right? He won't be able to run for the next term. So his done is done, and he's going to do what he's going to do, including bombarding a bunch of leaders, killing them. I mean, I'm kind of laughing at these things, but people lost their parents, people lost their families, Middle East, in Iran. Somebody's probably crying right now whose parent died. I heard that the Ayatollah was shot when he was having breakfast in his family, in his community. So yes, somebody is going through a lot, and Middle East people are stuck in the airport. They can be bombarded in a moment. And you know, even though US surrounded Iran perfectly, they used the best military operations ever, it is still hard. It is still difficult. There could be a regional war, right? Even though China is not doesn't have the capability to supply weapons to Iran, they could supply weapons to nearby countries, right? Afghanistan, Iraq, they could supply weapons to nearby enemies, right? Russia could do the same thing. Who knows, right? Countries might change their position and become anti-US if they see things going south, or if they think it's gonna be them, or if they think Trump is a psychopath. He doesn't listen to them, right? Either way, these things could turn into the World War III, but too far from that area. Way better than that. But this is enough 15 minutes video. Thanks for watching. Like always, stay safe and stay cool. And bye bye. Ciao ciao. Adios. Spasiba. Take care.